Tens of thousands of children in Georgia are experiencing the stress of homelessness on a daily basis. And advocates say it's gotten worse during the pandemic. Well, today we got a firsthand look at the difficulty they face every single day.
And Channel 2's Michael Seidon's live outside Atlanta Public School headquarters tonight. Michael, APS is stepping in, addressing this problem.
Justin, APS, just like many of Metro Atlanta school districts, they depend on federal and state grants to assist homeless families. Well, tonight we're going to introduce you to one APS family. Both parents are on disability, unable to work, and they are bouncing from motel to motel. And tonight they are desperate for help. They're also speaking out because they want others who are in need of help to ask for it as well.
It's very, very hard.
It's just after 6 a.m. on a school day, and the Clark family is already on the move.
Every morning, the same thing.
After
What's going on, guys? How y'all guys doing this evening or this morning or whenever you acquire this recording? I decided to do this right here because this story is very, very detrimental to me, because a lot of times we don't look at the other side of what's really going on. And in this case, we got a family who is really in need. Okay. Now, when they talk about homelessness, we're talking about people that's bouncing from hotel to hotel, sleeping out of their cars, sleeping under a bridge, sleeping somewhere where they do not have access to a stable full-time residence. Now, these people have young children, and you can tell that they are dedicated to make sure that their children get an education. A lot of these families are so stressed that they don't even think about trying to make sure these children get to school. They don't even think about the truancy consequences, nothing, because you know they are so overwhelmed with stress, which leads to depression and other mental thinking capabilities, that all they can focus on is, can they make it another day just to be in the presence of their children, not even focusing on them going to school.
renting a home for 10 years, the Clarks have fallen on hard times and are now homeless. For Mom Sherry, Dad Eric, and their two young daughters, Kayla and Erica, their 90-minute commute to Finch Elementary School in Southwest Atlanta begins every morning at this Days Inn on Best Road in College Park. It's
90 minutes. 90 minutes. We're talking about from an hour and a half. Okay. They got to get up 6 o'clock in the morning, have their children by that school by 7:30. And they are really disabled. Like, we hear stories all the time of people saying they're disabled. And I'm going to run this clip back here.
90-minute commute to Finch.
Every morning, the same thing.
After renting a home for 10 years, the Clarks have fallen on hard times and are now homeless. For Mom Sherry,
they really homeless. Like, they really homeless. They really disabled. You know, this ain't no, I'm trying to get a money grab. Because a lot of times we have a lot of people that will say they homeless and it's a money grab. Like, you be like, you really sure you homeless? You know, you know, I just seen you with all these bands from GoFundMe or Go Send Me or whatever. Go Give Send Go, whatever, or whatever platform you get it from, Cash App, whatever, and you living your best life. But these people are actually homeless. You know, and that is a very disturbing thing, to live out of a motel. I'm quite sure that they're getting some kind of assistance with the motel. They're probably paying up or work something out because this is Atlanta. I mean, they in College Park. It's not the best area in Atlanta. So I'm quite sure they probably work something out with the hotel staff to pay like a monthly fee, what I'm saying, to stay there because if they're on disability, between the two of them, the husband and the mom, what I'm saying, they probably net what, maybe 18, 16. Okay, I'll be nice. Maybe two bands. The average rental in Atlanta alone is about 17 to 2 grand a month. That's just a rental. We're not talking about the lights to put on, what I'm saying, the bills that you have to establish to be in a home. This is a very sad situation. Shout out to Atlanta public school system for actually doing a program to where they're trying to help the families because many places would basically be like, y'all need to suck it up, buttercup. And them losing their home, this is very usual during the COVID-19. There was a lot of landlords who were losing a lot of money, who were selling homes right under the tenants. I mean, they just couldn't afford the fact of the tenant being there, not being able to make ends meet because of the layoffs and this, that, and the third. Now, I know a lot of people's like, well, Joe, during the COVID-19, we had a lot of money coming in for unemployment. True, but there's some people that wasn't eligible for that. And there was some people that was too prideful to take that, which I'm not making excuses here. I'm just telling you the facts. So it just seems like to me that this is just a situation that seemed like it just snowballed out of control. But again, shout out to Atlanta public school system and the local media for trying to show people, hey, this is a real problem here. We really do have homeless people that really need help.
Eric and their two young daughters, Kayla and Erica, their 90-minute commute to Finch Elementary School in Southwest Atlanta begins every morning at this Days Inn on Best Road in College Park. It's where they've been sharing a room for the last 6 months.
It's rough. I mean, one little room.
The Clarks invite me to go along with them for the ride. So it's 5 after 7. We just left the motel. We are in the shuttle. So this is the first leg of their morning commute to school. After
God bless them. Imagine being disabled and you're in a shuttle with young kids under the age of 10. Do you know how active young kids are under the age of 10? And God forbid they got ADHD. They look like they may have a little bit of ADHD, but almost every kid now has that. I mean, you don't have nothing to keep them calm. Usually we as parents are blessed to have young children under the age of 10. You can get them a little cell phone, a little tablet, or your phone, and they look at it, they play with it, their favorite little games and stuff like that, and it keeps them occupied until they get to school. I mean, a lot of parents don't have that luxury. In this case, these parents don't have this luxury here. So, being in this shuttle, you're disabled. The husband is on a wheelchair. That's going to be pretty much uncomfortable trying to wheel in and out of that seat or get in that seat with your wheelchair, wherever it is. Your wife also having problems or health problems. God forbid they both having a bad medical morning of pain and aches. Telling you, man, this is a true family of need. But you don't never hear people like BLM talk about this. BLM only talks about, again, when a black person gets killed by a white person. But they'll never talk about families like this. They said that it takes a village to raise children, right? Supposed to be a village. So why aren't they not taking their money, all that money they made during the summer of love? Why didn't they went in and try to take care of this family? I mean, Atlanta's supposed to be Black USA, right? It's supposed to be the Mecca. It's supposed to be like what they call that thing? What they said on Black Panther. It's supposed to be get in the comment section and tell me what it's supposed to be. I done forgot what it's called. Oh my God, I done forgot what it's called, man. Uh, um, but either way it goes, why are we not hearing more stories about this? Why are we not getting more coverage of this? This is really, really sad and heartbreaking. It really is. And these folks are actually asking for help. Like they're not playing no games here. They're trying to get help for their children and for themselves.
After a short drive, we arrive at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, where we catch a motor train to Oakland City.
All right, give me a hug before y'all go to school, because you know mommy gonna leave daddy here.
Eric says he and his family aren't embarrassed by their situation.
Key word. They are not embarrassed about their situation. Why do we not hear a lot of black families reach out to the news and talk about these situations? Because a lot of them are embarrassed. Why are a lot of them embarrassed? Because 9 times out of 10, a lot of them come forward. We gonna find out that there's more to the story than what they say it is. They tricked off the money. They up here splurging around doing stupid shit. They doing rat shit. They're not looking out for their children like they're supposed to. And then when this happens, then they want us to be like, okay, please, please help me. So that's why a lot of them don't come forward. Okay? That's why a lot of them you hear say I'm in poverty. Or we find out they're having addiction. Or there's an issue that has been underlined that nobody want to talk about. That's why they don't never talk about this. A lot of black families don't come forward. And it's not even embarrassment. Well, I mean it's embarrassment, but a lot of them just too prideful. You know what I'm saying? We as black folks, we real prideful. We don't like, let nobody know that we can't handle things. So we let it we create an illusion. And then what we do is we set our children for failure because our children starts creating an illusion. That's what you're supposed to do in life. You're never supposed to admit that you got a problem or you got an issue. You're supposed to act like everything is peachy. And what happens is this what leads to what I told y'all about mental health issues and stuff like that in the community, man. Because nobody want to talk about it. Everybody want to keep it quiet. Nah, man, don't talk about that. Nah, don't go on TV. Don't tell them about your situation. You know, just let them folks help you. Keep it discreet. No, it's not. That's the bad thing to do because if you get people to help you, you can help your children and you can get them out of this situation.
How can somebody help you if they don't know what's wrong with you? And it's not fair to my two little kids, 6 and 8 years old, and a disabled wife.
But for many,
Now, you heard that? He disabled himself. He just said the same thing I said. Fair to his kids and his disabled wife not to try to find help. That's a real man right there. Shout out to that man. He could have been like the rest of these knuckleheads that are in somewhat of a nuclear family and would have been like, I ain't telling nobody. We just gonna speak it out. Shout out to that father. That's a father. He is still thinking like a man, even in his situation. He's like, listen, I know I'm disabled. I can't work. You can't work. But we got 2 children we made here. I gotta make sure these 2 kids are taken care of with the best of our ability. Because that's the type of life that we have to look at. This is what I'm talking about. This is what it takes. And you know what? I hope those young little girls become very successful. I hope they don't get influenced by this modern day energy of bullshit and actually be successful. Because unfortunately, in today's age, we would not be seeing no mother and father reach out like this on any level. They would have made every excuse in the book not to.
Many other families.
There's a lot of shame, a lot of embarrassment, pride. So a lot of our families, it's difficult, right, for them to open up about being homeless.
All right, you can tell she's definitely woke. I had to stop that for a minute. That sister woke, okay? This chick straight woke. All right, she one of them shea butter. You better call her queen of the earth type of black woman, okay? You not gonna sit up here and you better not tell her that conservative stuff that I talk. She would be like appalled. She would go out here and call you every name in the book. But still, I give her props. At least she got a good heart and she's speaking out, you know what I'm saying, for families that are going through some things. But I can still say this sister woke. This is a woke sister. This, hey, Omar Johnson, man. This your type of woman right here, man. I mean, I don't know how many. I don't know if she can make babies like them other ones you mess with, but you know that's your shot right there, dog. Y'all know how to throw a jab in, man. Shout out to the Pan Africans that still lost. Y'all find y'all way one day. Let's continue.
Many other families.
There's a lot of shame, a lot of embarrassment, pride. So a lot of our families, it's difficult, right, for them to open up about being homeless.
Sana Ali serves as the homeless education liaison for Atlanta Public Schools. According to the district's latest data, since the pandemic began, the homeless population has actually decreased from a little more than 1,500 in 2020 to 1,200 as of today. Is it fair?
I'll tell you why it decreased, because a lot of people that were in that situation took advantage and got and put themselves out the mud because of all the free money that was going around during Trump era, and Biden definitely pumped out a lot of unnecessary money. So a lot of people took that money and got themselves out of that situation, which I don't blame them. But don't forget now, there was PPP loans that was going around being served like a waiter. So you know, you got some people still eating off that PPP loan and they got caught yet. You know what I'm saying? They still cooking the books. But that's another story. I digress. So there was a lot of opportunity to keep that decrease down. You know what I'm saying? But it's still not a woo, we did it. You know, let's get excited. I mean, just because it was a 20% decrease doesn't mean that we're breaking records here. Let's continue.
Fair to say that those statistics are deceiving.
Yeah, absolutely.
She says that number is underreported. The last 24 months, foreclosures, evictions, and virtual learning has made it nearly impossible to get an accurate count.
We talked about this in our channel, that all that virtual learning was doing nothing but hurting the chances of Americans of being successful and being able to take care of business. We have talked about it over and over and over on this channel. So for me to hear that actually from a actual uh, social worker that's in the thick of this, saying that a lot of it goes unreported, she's right. A lot of it do go unreported. Like we just said, it's a pride thing. You know, a lot of people rather get it from the mud or nickel or dime here, hustle there. You know, pride is very interesting. If you live in a place where a lot of people are successful around you and you're not successful, you get a sense of, I don't want to admit that I'm struggling. But if you're around a bunch of people that's struggling and you're successful, you get a sense of you want to help. See how that works hand in hand? We always find ourselves doing the opposite of what we need to do to get out there and get it. But I digress.
Now,
So this is our pantry.
from fresh fruit and school supplies to clothing and shoes, the pantry at Finch offers a little.
Guys, let me tell y'all something. The pantry has helped my ass out tremendously growing up when I was in the PJs, okay? Places like this, the pantry, I remember my great grandma and I felt hard times. My great granddad, and they had went to the pantry numerous of times. I'm talking about getting the food, cooking the food out of the can like beef raviolis and stuff. The government cheese. Y'all remember the government peanut butter in the can? It's that tough peanut butter. Like you can melt it in the microwave and it still won't. It's still hard to tear up the bread. I'm talking about cheese that you put it on the bread and it don't melt. The government peanut butter and cheese were awful when I was growing up. It was not the best stuff in the world. But I'll never forget those times because it made me who the man I am today. Because a lot of people forget about that type of environment. A lot of people get so rich and so comfortable, they forget about it. I never have, and I appreciate that. Shout out to my great grandmother and my great grandfather. I know y'all in heaven looking over me. Thank you for those times. Thank you for making me understand it's the okay to ask for help. I've recently had to do it couple of years back. Me and my wife with my kids. Okay, hard times. I was low on food. I mean, I tell you, my life is an open book. I'm not rich. I don't have a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shoot, I have to struggle every day, you know, to pay my bills and do what I want to do. I would love to say one day that I wouldn't have to get it out the mud from the man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to use him for assistance for this, that, and the third. But unfortunately, I live in this is my life. Only thing I can do is elevate and evolve. That's why I do this stuff that I do here. And maybe me telling people my situation and how I have made myself move past it and be prideful and try to move on and instill to my children that it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Maybe to help someone along the way. So again, shout out to the parents.
A bit of everything to homeless families.
It's more important to help our families through whatever issue they're having as opposed to them just not having their needs met.
The clerks say they're grateful for the district support. How you doing today, ma'am? But unfortunately, it's still not enough. Eric and Sherry are on the move, forced to rely on the generosity of strangers.
A lot of people will be picking on this man for doing that. A lot of people have been like, you accept that money from that stranger? What's wrong with you? But he has no choice because he lives in a very high city. See, like to me, they don't really have a lot of family. I don't know what their family situation, the dynamics is. Some people his family may be died out, or he may be, one of those people that he burnt some bridges, or he may have some family. You got some family members when they get successful. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to deal with you unless you on the same level they on. I mean, I'm just being real. I don't know their family dynamics, but a lot of people would not show that they need that type of help by going out here and having cameras roll. Like, listen, I'm asking for money and everything. Like, I'm really going through some things. I mean, at least he's not holding up a sign of panhandling. He just letting people know what it is. Yo, man, I'm going through something. I need help. So, again, man, I have to give the brother some kind of credit. I mean, he trying. I mean, you know, you could tell that they struggling. I mean, it ain't like they got super nice clothes and stuff. I mean, you could tell the sneakers he got on, they off white. So you could tell that he done wore them and took care of them as best as he could possibly be. I mean, I just try to tell people that there's some people out here really going through some stuff. Like this is a legitimate issue. But I don't know, man. Some people just act like that this doesn't exist.
What keeps you going every day?
I just, as a family man, I always want to just be there for my family.
Did you hear that? That man said all he want to do is be there for his family. I know a lot of brothers would have been in this situation, disabled, can't do nothing, wife disabled, kids in the they would have hauled butt. They would have either gave up or hauled ass. I'm being serious. I know a lot of brothers would have hauled ass. They would have been like, yo, shorty, this ain't working out. I'm going back to mama house. Or they would have checked themselves in some way, but they could have just got hooked up with some chick that would have felt pity for them, took them in, and gave them the good life. I've seen that happen with a lot of men and a lot of women. She could have bounced too. She could have told him, man, screw this. You can't do nothing for me. You got all these health problems like I do. Man, bump you. Go find me somebody gonna take care of me. She could have got a simp, but you can tell that these two people knew their situation was dire and they were determined, what I'm saying, trying to get help for their kids. So again, like I said, I have to salute this man. I mean, I hate that I have to see another brother like that looks similar to me or anybody, any man, actually, not only just a brother, any man, whether the black, white, blue, brown, have to beg for help. I hate seeing that, but if that's what you got to do. This is what you got to do, and he's doing it because of his little girl. So I can't hate on this man for that.
Now, of course, an important part of this piece is that APS believes there are so many families still out there that are experiencing homelessness, but they just don't want to.
I got to cut that off for a minute. If you seen that white gentleman right here, it got to him. It got to him because he probably not used. Some people he probably seen poverty before because he's in Atlanta, but he probably ain't never seen somebody brought him into their world like that. Like somebody actually told him, "Listen, follow me, and here's the day of what I got to do to provide for my kids." But if he was to be around a lot of these folks, they do this all the time. A lot of folks in these bigger cities, whether it's Atlanta, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, they do this all the time. Like this is an everyday event for them. A lot of times they don't ask for help. Like I said, it's a pride thing because they got in their mind psychologically, I'm this black person and nobody, the racist white man ain't gonna help me. But in reality, if you're really trying to take care of your children, you really, messed up, you got issues going on, you're not on nothing, you really just disabled, guess what's going to happen? Somebody's going to hear your story and try to help you. And guess who's going to usually help you? The same people that you think going to oppress you. Because black folks ain't trying to help you right now. I ain't seen not a one black pro-black parent advocate talk about this story yet. And you won't. You won't. But on this channel, you will. We talk about stuff like that because this is serious. This is some serious, serious business. Because this can happen to anybody. This can happen to you, me, anybody. You could wake up one day homeless, living out of a hotel, or God forbid, out of an SUV or something with your family, taking sponge baths or whatever baths you want to wipe down with baby wipes all over the place because y'all ain't got nowhere else to go. It can happen. This can happen to anybody.
Come forward. Again, so many resources that the district has. We have all that information on our website, WSBTV.com. Also, the Clark family, they are desperate for help. If you'd like to learn how to help them out, you can find that on our website as well. For now, we are live in downtown Atlanta. I'm Michael Seiden, Channel 2 Action News.
So important to provide those resources. A 6 and 8-year-old child should be focused on what book they want to read next, what they're going to do on the playground, not where they're going to get their next meal.
No question. Michael, we appreciate that.
Sorry about that. I'm going to show y'all where you can donate for this family. And we're going to see how much they've raised so far. Now, how many of y'all think that this story went viral and they GoFundMe is popping? I'm gonna tell you right here, right now. I'm about to tell you right now how much they raised. And I mean, this is serious. They raised 5,000 since this last time. Okay, $5,000. Uh, let me show y'all this link right here and paste it on here so you can see it for yourselves. My mistake. I thought y'all seen it, but yeah, that's what they raised. $5,000. 5,000. Now look at these two precious little girls. You would think that you would see BLM and all them. You think they'd be all over this. Now, here's what their disabilities are. The husband is named Eric. He has COPD, hypertension, and a physical disability. Now, if you don't know what COPD means, it's related to the heart. Hypertension is very bad. It means he can't be stressed. She experienced epilepsy and regular seizures. And epilepsy and regular seizures, that stuff could kill you. It really could. It could kill you just like that if you're not careful. Again, y'all, this is what they're going through. And once again, we got we got the likes of certain people that just don't care, about the situation or what's going on out here. I mean, it's facts. I mean, really, 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 really facts. I mean, it's sad but true, man. Very sad but true. And you can't make this up. So again, shout out to that family for doing all they can do to try to make sure that their children are safe and have an environment to where they can still do the best they can with what they got. So if y'all guys like the story, please do me a favor. Please like, share, subscribe. Okay, and definitely jump in the comment section. Tell me what you can. Just tell me what you think about the story. Helps with the algorithm. Be easy. I'm out.